I'm sure you guys have seen by now the aftermath of Hurricane Elaine and what it's been doing to Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and then most recently Western North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee. It's really terrible to wake up today and see, finally get word of everything that happened. Our mountain and foothill communities here in North Carolina, I'm Eastern North Carolina, so these are my neighbors, the Western North Carolina people. Those communities are, if not completely underwater, it's terrible. Without electricity, without water, they're hurting. And so anyways, my point is to give you guys ideas on things to donate when it comes to donating stuff. I've never been in like this bad of a situation myself, but we do go through hurricanes over here often. And so we are without power often. Never for that long, but I have a little bit of experience like actually being without power, actually seeing what foods are good, So anyways, let me just show you. Okay, so of course soups are good, and I like these as opposed to the bagged ramen, because with bagged ramen you need, a bowl to eat it in. I guess you can eat it in the pot, but if you're making for like several people, these already come with the cup, and they do require hot water, but in an emergency you can eat it dry. I would eat it dry growing up. I would eat it dry growing up. And then next we have ravioli. I should have got the cans. I was just, overthinking in the store. But again, in an emergency, you can eat these cold. My husband eats these cold. Like, it's not great, but it's, it's food. And then next we have beef and chicken broth, and then instant mashed potatoes. Everything else is gonna require at least hot water, but yeah, when the power is out, we have a little portable stove that we can get up, and I'm not assuming that everybody has that luxury, and that's why I did include food that you could eat dry. So mashed potatoes, and then instant coffee. Again, this is gonna require hot water, but I know things like coffee and tea are not a necessity, they're more of a luxury, but in a bad situation, something for the soul can go a long way, in my opinion. And so I also included creamer. I'm just, thinking about what would, it doesn't make up for anything, but just a cup of coffee, I think, can go a long way for the soul. So like I said, coffee, creamer, tea, and then mac and cheese. This is important to get the mac and cheese that only requires water, because the Kraft mac and cheese requires milk and butter, I think. And I'm sure you can get away with just using water, but if it's gonna affect the taste, I don't know, you might as well get the one that just requires water, So I got a few things of Velveeta. Oh, cream of wheat. This baby can make like 1,000 meals. I swear, I ate this growing up. It takes hot water, but it's essentially like grits. If you ever had grits, kind of, I don't know. And so this is like rice and beans to me. Like, it just makes a ton of food. And then I got a few things of baby food, and I went ahead and went with the Gerber, I don't have a baby, so I'm trying to think of the babies, and my heart wanted to get formula, but since I don't have a baby, I don't know, if formula would be helpful, what all goes into making a bottle with formula, if it would be, I don't know. And so I just went with the safe option until I learn a little bit more. Some other things that are good are snacks, like beef jerky, trail mix, granola bars, things like that. Like I said, we've never been without power for that long, but we personally just survive on snacks and those Knorr sides, those Knorr pasta sides, if you know what I'm talking about. Because again, we can boil water and then I eat it out of the pot on the portable stove. But those are some other things that would be good, like snacks. I thought about peanut butter, but I'm sure everybody's gonna do peanut butter. So these are just some ideas. And then of course, water. Water's the most important. Not just for drinking. Like, when you're without, running water, you don't realize how much you need water. So, and a lot of this requires water. So, water is the most important. And yeah, I just wanted to give some other ideas because I remember growing up and like giving to the food drive. I know food drive is different, but like I, never really knew what to give. And I remember being part of the body who would sort out the foods and stuff. And it was just like a sea of canned food. And while canned food works, oh, I didn't mention, chili. Like, again, you can eat this cold. I know that sounds gross, but in an emergency, it is cooked. You know what I mean? My point is, it was just like a sea of cans, because I think a lot of people have the good intention, but maybe don't know exactly, because they've never been in a situation to know, like, okay, what would be good, what would not be good. And so, just some ideas other than like canned fruits and vegetables. So yeah, just, pray for everybody affected by the storm.